As a child, I had no thought at all about music or anything else. All I wanted to do was play, go out and play. But at 9 years old, I became aware that my two uncles, my mother's brother and her brother-in-law, played the piano. And I was amazed. I thought they were fantastic. They were not so good. And when they finished playing, I went to the piano and I looked at the keys and I said, how did they do that? And then I began to, with one finger, learn to play melodies, and I liked it. And my mother said, would you like to take piano lessons? Yes. And I started taking piano lessons at 9 years old. And I studied hard because I thought that I wanted to be a concert pianist, playing Bach and Chopin and Beethoven and Mozart. That's what I thought. Yeah, so I worked very hard. By the time I reached 12 years old, my piano teacher used to send me to play. These black women used to have teas on Sunday afternoon, and they hired me to play the background music on the piano. I don't think anybody was listening. But then, when I was 14, I heard the saxophone. The piano started to disappear. And this became the instrument, not the piano. I was 16. I'd been playing the saxophone for 2 years. I was 16, and one of the fellows at high school, he played alto saxophone. He said, there's a new fellow who moved into our neighborhood and he plays the alto saxophone and he sounds just like Johnny Hodges. Wow, that was before Charlie Parker. Johnny Hodges? Can you bring him by my house after school tomorrow? So the doorbell rang and Howard was there, the alto saxophone player, and this other fellow who had the saxophone case, alto saxophone, John Coltrane. So I said, come in. And I said, stupid, play something. And he put his horn together and he started to play. And he sounded just like Johnny Hodges, who played with Duke Ellington. And my mother was upstairs. She had heard all of my friends before trying to play, but this guy was fantastic. And she said, who is that? It hurt me so bad. My mother. I said, John Coltrane. And the name Coltrane was different. We'd never heard a name like Coltrane. So we used to call him things about the train. The freight train, we called him. We called him the box car where you put things in. And he laughed along with us. It was crazy, yeah. And then he started playing with me at my house. We had so-called jam sessions at my house, and he was with us with the jam sessions. Oh, it was terrible. But we got better. Yeah, we got better, Miss Dottie. You know, I used to drive a truck, and I used to put up big mirrors, this big mural mirrors, and I had a helper, and I became very good at it. I could put up a mirror in 20 minutes, all the screws and everything, yeah. I hated the job because I'm playing the saxophone, but I was hoping to get better. So the truck driving job was not everything. The music was everything. Yeah, it's my whole life. I don't know how to do anything else. It means giving birth to something that didn't have any life before, creating something that did not exist. And to me, that's like an adventure. but we don't go into the forest with the guns shooting the animals. We try to come up with different ideas. We try to come up with different ways of doing things. We try to create things that are new and different, categories and things like that. So it's like an adventure. When we wake up in the morning, what do we say? What can I do today that was better than yesterday? And what can I do mañana? From the very beginning, it was Miles Davis, J.J. Johnson, Lucky Thompson, Roy. No, I forgot the drummer. They did a recording on the old 78 records called Walking. And on the other side was Blue and Boogie. Oh, Thelonious Monk was on it. That had so much life in it. It's old, I mean, it's viejo now, but I always think about that record. Walking, and you turn it over, and it's Blue and Boogie. It's fantastic. It would be my wife because I'm in love with her, and I've been married to her for 57 years. Only one woman in my life. Only one. The others look at me and I look away. That's difficult because there are so many conflicting sounds in the United States. And this one says, this is the sound. And then he says, no, this is the sound. And he says, no, this is the sound. So it's hard to say. There are many opinions, many opinions, and everybody is right. The music market is different now than it was before, many years ago. Jazz goes back 100 years more. It was different then, it was pure. But then we have things like heavy metal, hip hop, we've got the blues, of course, we've got jazz, we've got classical music. There's so many different kinds of music and so many different ways of playing it, sometimes it's confusing. But jazz is at the bottom. The hip hop is more popular, the reggae is more popular. Yeah, jazz is here, but we play it because we love it. You know, we want to make money too, but it's not always the money, it's the music. It's the music. Siempre the music. Listen, listen. Don't hear. You hear things, but listening is different. I can hear the wind blowing, but when you listen, you're trying to get elements from it. What is this? What is that? Why? Maybe. Things like that. So you're trying to learn, you must listen. Because you have no concept of your own. You know, when you start playing, nothing. So you have to listen. And then you discern, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. I like this. And then you find out how you get your own voice. How do I sound like me? I don't want to sound like him and him. I want to sound like me. So we work hard. Cada dia. My next project, I'm not sure. Yeah, I've done a lot of things. I remember, you know, the advertisements that come on the television, the propaganda? I did an album of the propaganda for television. That was loco. Yeah. Yeah, people have ideas. Sometimes they're fantastic, and other times they're yeah, but you have to try. Sometimes it might be good. When I write a song, I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm the only one that hears it. I don't know. How do I know? When the people hear it and they buy the CDs and they come to hear me play it, and then they ask on the radio, please play Benny Golson's song, then I know it's good. But I don't know. If I knew it was going to be good every time, I wake up in the morning and say, I think I write a fantastic song. I don't know if it's going to be fantastic. Retire? They only retire if they want to retire. Musicians don't retire. They play until they can't play anymore. You know, it's not like a soccer player. You can you imagine a soccer playing at 87 years old? No, he can't do it. He physically can't do it. But he might be able to play the guitar or the piano or the trumpet, yeah. So age doesn't matter so much. What matters is what he's thinking. That doesn't have to be old. The body can be old and falling apart, and this can be fantastic. Fantastico. Good. Fantastic comedy. Numero uno. Miles Davis reaches the heart. One word. More.